Good afternoon, everybody. It is Meteorologist and Weather Forecast, and welcome back to another update, guy. This is going to be an update now on the severe weather. We have not done a severe weather upload in quite a long time. We've been focused on Barry and all these other things, and then all these really huge heat wave for parts of the country, guys. But finally, we're going to be doing a severe weather outlook and forecast because we are really going to have some strong storms for the northern plains, and also we're going to have some storms for scattered part of the country too. So yeah, but before we get to the video, guys, please do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel, guys. Also, be sure to like this video, for I know you guys like videos like these, for I can post whenever this happens for you guys. And I know if you guys like this video, then I know you guys want more of these videos. And also be sure to comment if you have any questions. Just be free to ask. But yeah, thank you guys so much. But if you guys want to know if you're going to be impacted by these storms, how big the tornado threat is, what the timing of these storms, and also what active alerts you have or anything, that'll come right up. So as you can tell, we do not really have any really huge threats or any active alerts right now. We don't have any thunderstorm watches, any thunderstorm warnings or anything, but we do have a tornado warning in effect for a county in Kentucky right here. That is for these strong storms we're going to be having from Barry or from the subtropical system of Barry. But guys, we do not have really any really thunderstorm watches or warnings, nothing really. We do have these flash flood watches in effect for the Mississippi River area in Little Rock and the Polar Bluff area in Missouri, but that's because of Barry is going to bring in really huge amounts of rain. And then we do have flash flood warnings in effect for the areas of the Little Rock area, but we do have these tornado warning in effect for Kentucky for these strong storms. But if I can do a video later today, I'll most likely do one because my sister has volleyball, so this might be the last video of today, but if not, I will be doing another update on this. But again, right now, nothing really on the active alerts. So now we're actually going to be looking at the categorical outlook for today. So this is day 1, so the 16th of July. So as you can tell, we have a lot of areas. Let me just move this a little bit. We have a lot of areas for our marginal risk. We have 3 specific areas. We have the northern plains. We actually have some areas right here all the way from the south to the Ohio Valley, and then we do have the Mid-Atlantic. So we have around 3 areas with marginal, so it does actually cover about 44 million people. We have a lot of big cities here. We do have, in the cities I'm about to say here are all under marginal. So we have Indianapolis, Columbus, Ohio, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., and Omaha. And we also have Minneapolis, Des Moines, and yeah. So as we can tell, we have a lot of areas in the marginal, but the marginal isn't really a huge threat, really. That's where we can just see some scattered storms today again. We are most definitely going to see a lot of storms across the country today, but looking at, we're going to have the worst right here for the northern plains. It's looking like the worst of it will be tonight, so not right now, not in the afternoon, but more into the evening and night, in the overnight hours. But we do have a slight chance, so that is where we can see some bigger chance of having severe weather. Still a slight chance, but it is closer to getting to an enhanced risk. So we are going to be seeing some bigger storms there and possibly some bigger threats for tornadoes there. So we do have only a population of 724,000 people there, because not really a lot of people live in these areas where we have a slight chance, like not like the East Coast or the Southwest. We don't have huge cities here, but we do have Billings, Montana, Rapid City, South Dakota, Aberdeen, South Dakota, Gillette, Wyoming, and Brookings, South Dakota. So those are some cities that are in the slight chance there. So if you live in these cities there in the slight chance, or you live close, just expect some huge storms tonight. Alright, so now we're going to be looking at the areas that we can see the worst of the severe weather today. That is in the enhanced risk. That's where we can see the worst of it today. That's the bullseye for today. I know it's not going to be the worst storm, really, but that's just where we had the biggest threat for today. This enhanced risk was not really looking like it was going to happen, but now that we got closer, we are going to have a lot more bigger storms than expected. So we only actually have, this is a very, very small enhanced risk area, only 34,000 square miles, but a population of 88,000 people. Really not a lot of people there. We do have Perrier, South Dakota, Spearfish, South Dakota, Sturgis, South Dakota, and Belfort, South Dakota. Really have not heard any of those cities set for Perrier. So again, this does indicate it's very small towns there. For the summary, we do have severe thunderstorms are possible across the northern and central high plains this afternoon and evening, with the primary threats being large hail, severe wind gusts. So there's not a huge, tremendous threat for tornadoes. Only 2% chance for these areas again. Right here, 2% chance for those areas. Let me read some cities if you want to know. We're going to have Billings, Montana, Rapid City, Gillette, Wyoming, Sheridan, Wyoming, Perrier, South Dakota. And then the wind threat is a bit bigger. We're just going to be focusing on the 30% chance. That's where we do have Perrier. That's where we do have the enhanced risk with the 30% chance for some severe weather and some strong gusts. So we do have Spearfish, Sturgis, and Bedland Fort, South Dakota. Those are some cities or towns that are under the huge wind threat. And then for the hail threat, it isn't too bad, but again, it's not such a big threat. We do have up to a 15% chance for severe weather for these areas for Billings and Rapid City and those other smaller towns there. So if we look at tomorrow, we do have these severe storms start to move to the east and move to the bullseye to the Midwest. So we will be seeing many population 6 billion there. We have Minneapolis, St. Paul, Madison, Wisconsin, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and Rochester, Minnesota. So again, we do have these areas all the way for parts of the Midwest, and then we do have a marginal for the East Coast and for the Northern Plains, and so that was that. Tomorrow we're just gonna have some strong severe thunderstorms are possible for those areas of the upper Mississippi Valley there. So now we're gonna be looking at the radar for 3 regions: the southeast, and this is gonna be the first one right now. So we will be seeing very strong storms out here for the Mississippi Valley area, very strong storms from Barry. And then we do have very, very strong storms too for the southern Indiana area and this northern Kentucky area. This is actually where we do have that tornado warning and affected for these severe storms. But we do not have we only have a general risk for these areas. So that's why we're not really going to focus on that huge, really. But we will be seeing some bigger bands starting to form by the afternoon. We are going to be some strong storms for Tupelo all the way to Nashville. We're going to be seeing we're going to have seeing some very strong storms there. And then these storms will be evaporating really fast, really not going to be affecting the Atlanta area, really. And it's going to be very strong storms that could be severe. That's why we will have a marginal risk for the East Coast. But we will only have some scattered storms for the Appalachian Mountain areas tomorrow. So again, not a huge threat, really, for the Southeast. We're just going to have these scattered rain showers possibly. And then just some possibly severe weather for day 3. For these southeastern coast. Now we're going to be looking at the plains in the Ohio Valley and the Midwest. This is where we're going to expect the worst of the severe weather today, where we actually have this enhanced risk there. So we are going to be seeing some very strong storms for the Erie area, some very strong storms for near the Muskegon area, and then we are going to be having some strong storms heading to the Indianapolis area towards the Fort Wayne area too. So we will actually see some very, very powerful storms for Detroit, for Toledo, Ohio, and also for Cleveland. We can have some very strong storms at the end. This is where we do, again, have these areas for the enhanced risk, very, very strong storms. The low pressure system's at 1,004 millibars there, and that will also be producing very strong storms for for central North Dakota there. These storms will start to conjoin really right here. They will possibly get into one big band there affecting the South Dakota and North Dakota areas. And then we're also going to have these rain showers for tonight for the Ohio Valley there. But these storms will separate, as that's where we will have it affect the St. Paul area, head towards the Rochester, Minnesota area. And then that's where we also will have the severe weather for Sioux Falls and also for the southwestern part of Minnesota. And then we will having these strong storms start to move into the Des Moines area. And then we will have, again, these strong storms tomorrow, bringing some very strong storms out there for parts of the Northeast there. And then that could still bring in some very strong storms there to the plains for Nebraska. And then we are going to have these very strong storms there for the St. Paul area and also for the Rochester area. But it does not get any better. Look at these huge bands right here. This is going to be, I believe, this is going to be for July 18th. So this is actually day 2. So we will have that slight chance here. I will not be surprised if it gets to an enhanced. Really going to bring in some very, very strong storms for Wisconsin, for the Minneapolis area. Really going to bring in some very strong storms. That will be heading towards the Green Bay area, Milwaukee, Chicago, and that will get a lot smaller as we go in to July 19th. Now we're going to be looking at the South Central too. So we're going to be seeing these storms for Little Rock there. Going to be pushing up the areas of Memphis. And then we could actually have some scattered storms for the South Central, but not a huge threat there. We're actually going to quickly be looking at the Northeast. I was not really planning on this, but we're going to be looking at the Northeast too. Let me just move that. I was not planning on looking at the Northeast, but I guess I could. We are going to be seeing some strong storms there. But again, we are going to be seeing some strong storms tonight for the Ohio Valley area, for the Northeast. Tomorrow's looking like we're going to have the worst of it, though, where we do have the marginal risk. We will have some in the New England area. And also for the Philadelphia area, we could actually see some potential flooding issues all the way from the Kentucky area. We will be seeing some scattered rain showers there. And then that can potentially affect parts of the New England area, bringing some very heavy rain there. And then, yeah, so that was that. So now we're going to be looking quickly at the rainfall totals. So we will be seeing not a lot of rain for any in the plains or the South Central. It's going to be quite dry for the next couple days. But we will be seeing this rain bringing some potentially flooding there. We see up to 5 inches there for South Dakota, and then potentially 2 to 3 inches for Minneapolis. It will bring a good amount of rain for the areas of the Northeast. That could potentially bring in some good amounts of rain there. We'll see up to possibly 3.5 inches to 4 inches for the southern New York area, and then the New England area could see possibly only about 2 to 3 inches there. But again, not a whole lot of rain there. But we are going to be looking at the Cape Valleys now. So they're going to be going all the way to 8 o'clock now. We don't want to make this video too long. So we will be seeing some scattered high numbers out here for the South Central. Little Rock, just south of there, some high 4,000s. We're going to be going all the way to the northern plains here. That's where we will be seeing severe weather there. We will be seeing some mid 4,000s, not too high. Let's go all the way to tomorrow. We will have those very strong storms out there. So at 11 a.m., we will be seeing some intensifying Cape values out there for the Memphis area at 3,700, and then some lower 4,000s for the southern part of Missouri. Let's go all the way to 5 o'clock tomorrow. We will be seeing these very strong, very high numbers for the southeast now. We will be seeing Memphis at 5,000 in the Tennessee Valley area. And then we go up the Mississippi River, St. Louis, 3,600, Des Moines at 3,100. And then Nebraska could be at some lower 4,000s. By 11 o'clock tomorrow, we will be seeing some high numbers where these strong storms for the Midwest do reach Minneapolis and start to meet Madison area. Sioux Falls is going to be at 4,800. We will possibly see some 5,000 for northern Nebraska there. And then by Thursday at 5 a.m. Thursday, 5 p.m. we'll be seeing extremely high numbers out here for these areas. We're going to have some very strong numbers here. Fort Wayne going to be at 4,200. Minneapolis 3,300. Chicago 3,600. Grand Rapids 4,000. Madison really extremely high, 4,400. And then Des Moines at 4,500. And then we can have some higher numbers. But Lexington Lafayette is going to be at 3,300. And Louisville there. And then by 11 p.m. Thursday, the numbers start to calm down a little bit. And then by 5 p.m. Friday, it does not get really any better. It starts to calm down a little bit, but these numbers start to spread really high into the northeast. And then it does get a bit better by the end of Friday. But again, we're still just going to have these high numbers for Cape. Once they stay in the area, they're going to stay there for 4 or 5 days. It really does not. But I want to make this video too long, so I'm not going to go until it really ends again. Anyways, we can see still high Cape numbers even without thunderstorms. That's just saying that there's a lot amount of energy there. So guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel, guys. Let's get this video up to let's say just 15 likes, guys. I really appreciate if you guys get me there. And yeah, enjoy your day and bye.